So part 6, I'm getting even stronger. I'm still in these AOL chat rooms. I'm still chatting with these Christian witches, but I am no longer telling them that something, like they shouldn't be doing and stuff like that, because obviously I realize that I'm one of them. So I'm really just observing a lot to see if anybody's like me, but they're not like me. It's more like they have an understanding that, the Bible isn't the begin all end all, and they believe in projection, and they believe that angels help them do it, and so on and so on. And I kind of miss those groups now that I'm thinking about it. But the place where it when I said like it affected my psyche is that I specifically remember feeling like I was losing my mind, and there was nothing that I could do to get it back. Mind you, um, I think hormones played a part in it, like just the idea of coming into puberty and stuff like that is just a confusing time in any young person's life. Um, but in particular, my aunt was staying with us one time, and the same aunt, and I was sleeping on the floor and she was sleeping in my bed, and breakfast was crazy the next morning because she was just like, your daughter, let me tell you about your daughter, and this is that and other to my mom, and I really didn't want her to say anything, but she was gonna say it. And she was like, I was sleeping minding my business and the spirit of God woke me up, and I looked up and your daughter was sleeping on the floor. She sat up outside of her body, stood up, kind of looked my way, but she wasn't really looking at me, and then she walked out the door. And I've just been sitting up all night praying, praying, praying that she come and get back in her body, because I didn't know if she was living or dead. And I didn't want to go check, because what if she was dead? And my mom was like, well, if she was dead, you just watched her. Like, you could have called 911. And my aunt was like, no, something in my spirit was telling me that she was going to get up. And so I didn't say anything. And she's like, don't you ever do that again. When I came back and got back in the body, she's like, she just got back in like it was absolutely nothing, and I don't know where she was at or what she was doing, but you better not do that again, and all this other stuff. And something, now I realize, like, I wasn't the only person with gifts of some sort, because how the hell did my aunt know, right? How did you see me doing such a thing if there's no gifts inside this family? Um, but she definitely saw me, and she wasn't lying. And I denied it because I was always getting punished. And as I got older, the punishment was more humiliating than anything. Like, when I was younger, it was always go read the Bible and write me a book report type thing. And as I got older, it was like, you stay home by yourself and everyone else is going out for pizza or shopping or something like that, and you stay here. And obviously, like I said, I didn't really have friends like that. Um, if it wasn't my family member, not really. And a lot of things happen, in a social way, but it was just like, to my mother, I was a weirdo and nobody liked me, and she also didn't like me. It took me a long time to realize that she was jealous, but this isn't about her. It's about me and the way that I perceived things back then. Although I was carrying this gift that was bigger than me inside of this human vessel, I was carrying all of this power, but I never received the direction that I needed. I never received like a mentor. I never even received love like that lady had told her to. Like, I strongly think that if I had been loved during those times, it would have been easier to accept those gifts and accept myself. But to constantly be treated as if something's wrong with you, it gets ingrained in the psyche. And so I'm going to go to part 7.